So this was a build-around submission for Hostel. Colorless land, tap, sacrifice a creature, put a soul counter on this. Then if there's 3 or more soul counters on this, you remove those counters and transform this. When it attacks, you get to exile a creature from your graveyard, then your opponent loses life, and then you could phase this out. So it's a land that turns into a creature if you can provide it with other creatures to sacrifice to it. So I've kind of put this into the mono black snow core, while also adding a couple of additional things that generate multiple bodies for us to sacrifice to Hostel. So this was a shell that didn't mind sacrificing things to begin with, thanks to Skullport Merchant, and Eyetwitch kind of enables Hostel all on its own, because you'll sacrifice this, you'll learn, and then you'll grab Pest Summoning and get some more things that you can sacrifice. Now, the one big downside to this card is the fact that it only sacrifices at sorcery speed is definitely a bit of a drag. You can't use it in response to removal spells, something you got to do proactively. So I'm going to be interested to... The thing we're going to want to be thinking about as we play these games is, was this card meaningfully useful and powerful, or was it just worse than having a slightly more consistent mana base for our snow deck? Well, Lazotep Reaver is not standard legal, so that is why we are not playing it in our standard mono black deck. Seems fine. Bottom blood on the snow. Keep the rest of these. Four sounds pretty good into their 2-1. We hit our lands here nicely, so we'll get to Lolth on curve. Yeah, I think the core of the Jeskai deck super reasonable Archmage. I just think Delver's a trap. Delver's a trap, and there's a reason why Arcanist is banned in Legacy. It's very good.
Such power, I will get what I want.
Morning, Dr. Boopster.
We will slay our enemies.
Slay our enemies. Easy double block here before we meet Hook next turn.
My will cannot be denied. Do what I demand. It's bold to bargain with me.
Hey, thanks for the quarter of your Agent Orange. Good to have you in chat. YLC and Dark, thanks for the follows. Blood on the snow now. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Subservience will be rewarded. Aren't I generous?
Gosh, Meathook seems real good in this archetype, huh? Yeah, I mean, Meathook is definitely good in general. It's just like extra good when you have a bunch of creatures. Like we're using all the bits of this buffalo. Like it's good when you don't use all of the buffalo, but with using all of the buffalo, it seems quite exceptional. Cat's really good against us.
Traitors, all of you.
Magic the Gathering is a skill-based game where the better player always wins. Low variance.
Envy strong. A gift in exchange for loyalty.
Spooter Queen closes these games out pretty fast, Chip. My queen.
Oh yes, I know the knowledge you seek. Do what I demand.
I can sack 2 creatures end of turn for lethal. Well, they're at 3. The deck we played was good. Delver of Secrets was bad, is the TLDR on Historic from this morning. Well, if I attack with everything, there's no guarantee that... If I attack with everything, there's no guarantee that my opponent blocks and kills my thing still, so... You all are assuming I could make different decisions and my opponent would still make the exact same ones, and that's frequently not how Magic works. Like, their choices and how they played were predicated by what I was doing. Yeah, that game's definitely kind of a point against Hostel, right? Like, we We just at no point was it the best thing to be doing. It's gonna pass for now. If they level up this ranger class, I'll probably just power word kill this wolf. Just making a treasure here. This comes back if it dies, so. Just do this and draw a card. You got me. My Eyetwitch has been blown out. Throw this out here so we can start gaining advantage from everything that dies. Deal. Opponent definitely feeling their grasp here a little bit. I wonder if there's basic lands in their deck. Let's find out. Milla, thank you for the 68 months. Closing in on, gosh, counting 6 years? Couple, 2, 3. I'm excited for you all to see the new sub badges I've got folks working on for me. I think the new Jester Cap ones are my favorite among them. I'm not a huge fan of the current ones that we have for the long time subs. Yeah, I'm working with a management agency, and they have an artist that works with them that's going to be doing a full asset rebrand, overlays and badges and stuff. What's considered a long time? So, like, you know, a year is a long time, but like 68 months, that's like older than dirt by internet terms. Like almost 6 years. Subs that are close to Declan in age are something. They've seen some stuff. Yeah, so the first badges are interesting to Mo's. So the first badge are just, I think it's the first 50 people that subbed when I originally got partnered get those. So that, there's actually a couple of people, I think one of the usernames is Crimson. They only have like a 28-month sub, but they were one of the first right when I started. So they have a first badge. Yeah, you can actually see how long people have been following for, too. Like, Kogue, it says you first followed the channel in June 27th, 2016. So, yeah. If you're someone that poked at my YouTube stuff before that, it's probably been 6 years. For people that are asking in chat, if you're on the desktop, you can just click on usernames in chat to see when people started following. I don't think you need to be a mod to do it. I think regular people can do it too. I first subbed when Jeff was doing unplayable piles with more than 60 cards that mortals would never be able to win with. I'm not sure if I'll ever pull off a better scam than convincing people to play Kiki Court at a Pro Tour. I think this is environmental sciences Eyetwitch. A little light on lands. Unfortunately, if you're someone that bumped the unfollow button at some point by mistake, it's not going to have the original follow date on there, because when you unfollow, it resets it. So if you're someone that fat fingers on mobile, especially on occasion, it's not likely not going to be accurate for you. Ooh, some 4 or 5 color stuff here. One's got the spice. They don't have the black mana though. We have not sacked a creature to Hostel yet. At every point we could have used the Hostel, we could have done some more useful with our mana. Which is the one thing we're going to want to track, right? It hasn't prevented us from casting our spells so far because we're a monocolor deck. But like, have we ever wanted to use this over something else? And so far the answer is no. 2 matches in. Thanks for the new follow, McMurdo Kid. People that are new to the channel as we're discussing subs and follow links, I'm something of a relic here on Twitch. My channel's been partnered for a little over 6 years. I've been streaming for a little over 7. Done a ton of Magic the Gathering, other card games over the years. Magic's the primary game that I stream these days, but also do some variety stuff as well. We get this down so we can start getting counters on here if we put blocks up. Play pretty much all constructed here. Standard historical, but historic brawl here and there. So I mentioned I have folks working on new sub badges for me. When they sent the first draft of them over, I was like, yeah, these are good, but what about my 6 and then 7 year sub badges that I'm going to have soon? And they were like, oh, we didn't realize you needed those. I was like, yeah, we old hat here. What on earth is the opponent doing? Living their best life, chap.
You'll learn the power of death. Speak your purpose, and perhaps we can avoid violence.
This might be a game where we sack bats to hostile. Yep.
Guess you don't need my
Wow, that's brutal.
Humans can fight their own battles.
Unfortunate. Do we spot check them for basics here? I feel like we should spot check them for basics. I mean, Magic's more fun when the formats are good, so yeah, definitely. Yeah, no basics confirmed, so we can stone rain them again next turn if we want.
This should be a nice present from Ravnica. I do what it takes to finish the job.
Well, shit. I think we've died. Alright, that'll do it. Hey, thanks for the tier 2, Colonel Yogi. Happy to be here to mentor. My mono black deck seems really bad against enchantments, chat. I guess we play check for traps. Just because they have a lot of card advantage. He'd feed the swarm, maybe. Does the opponent's deck contain any non-rares? Likely no. This is fine. Needs to draw a couple of lands to be decent as power word kill for their first Cobra or Magda or whatever. I think I can't take anybody seriously who says anything other than Aldrin's Epiphany is the issue in Standard. That's my hill, and I'll die on it. The only thing unhealthy in the current format is taking extra turns. I think Azeka's Chariot's just a good card. I think it's a card that plays to the board and cares a lot about attacking and blocking, and it's pretty fine. I think if there's a miss in the current Standard format, the miss in my mind is that I think Renin 7's Treefolk token should probably be legendary. Would be the Jeff, if you could do something different with the designs in the current standard format, what would you change? I think Renin 7's Treefolk token should be legendary. And there's precedent for that, right? What's it called? It's the word I'm searching for. Nissa, Flip Nissa, had a legendary token that it made. Yeah, Vastwood Seer made a 4/4 legendary token.
Those who harm the forest, we can foster much growth here.
Go, my children.
Okay, so I just like blood on the snow, kill planeswalkers, get my Lolth back, right? I mean, Azeka's Chariot isn't very powerful if they have no board either. Just kill their creatures.
A setback. Nothing more.
Failure burns within us.
That's also true. Running Epiphanies kill people from 20. Believe it or not, chat, my mono black control deck seems to be bad against active Prismatic Bridge. Yeah, speaking of legendary tokens. Yeah, you're just gonna go ahead and move along. And that's one of those things where, like, the opponent clearly wants it more than our deck. It doesn't. There's nothing we could really take into account there. Any changes we would make to our deck to combat their deck would be a waste of time because, one, we're very unlikely to play against their deck, and those changes would make us worse against things we're more likely to play into. So, their brew was sweet, but it definitely has a pretty polarized matchup against things like ours when Bridge gets down. Honestly, the biggest mistake that game was probably not just conceding the match game 1 when they put Bridge out. Yeah, I'd assume the mono green aggro deck just shoves them in a box, Steve. How powerful our deck is. Super strong. Thanks for the first hit of Pokemon Unite. I was starting to build the tolerance to magic. It sounds funny in a way to say it, but finding other games to play in parallel with Magic, whether it's Pokemon Unite or things like Kena that we've been playing or Horizon Zero Dawn, have actually made me enjoy Magic more because it's way less difficult to be frustrated by loose or bad decisions, whatever you want to call it, if you're not all in on one thing. Like, it's very easy to be like, fuck Wizards. I can't, like, it's easier to let their decisions that they make that don't make sense roll off and just enjoy the good parts when my life isn't all consumed by Magic the Gathering. Very Magic is a type of game called a lifestyle game where, like, you can play as much of it as you want because there's constantly content. And it's very easy to just, like, forget other things exist and go all in on it. All right, this idiot flips. Yikes. What if I Deadly Dispute here to flip their werewolf back? I think I'm into that. They can sack their hermit, but that takes pressure off the table. Well, I guess I'm blocking that anyways. Yeah, I don't know. If they sack the hermit, it means my Spider Queen or Blood on the Snow could resolve later. Historic isn't listed as an official format on banner restricted. No, of course not. Never has been. This is a hostile deck. It is a deck that contains the Magic the Gathering card hostile. That is an accurate summation. Really? That resolved. Okay. Alright, we take those. Yeah, it's largely been basic waste in every game we've played so far. Do I play Pogo daily? Not as much as I was. One of the patches, like a month and a half to 2 months ago, added an incredible amount of net lag. This attack is awful because it lets my Shambling Ghast kill their hermit, and then I get to Blood on the Snow. Which made the PvP a lot harder to play because it's just laggy constantly.
My power is for annihilation.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna sweep your board and put my Planeswalker back into play. Good chat.
Are you in wrath? Aren't I generous?
And even if we get into a position where we can flip this in this matchup, we don't really want to against Fading Hope, right? I guess they're through 3 of them.
My children will take care of you.
They phased out my friend.
a meek little thing.
Yeah, it's sorcery speed only. And like, again, like, I have Hostile, but like, I'd much rather just be using these two cards, right? Like, they're just better bang for my sacrifice buck. Yeah, it's just largely outclassed by the other options, right, Prispic? I'll play one more with Hostel to see if we get windows where it looks useful, but I think we're probably gonna cut it from this and just play this set out as mono black control. Like, this hand's probably keepable if that Hostel was a swamp. Oh yeah, we could just play more creature lands, huh? That sounds great. Now, I'm a big fan of playing more creature lands. Yeah, not only is this outclassed by other sacrifice options, but even just like the even just the other utility land options of the format tend to be better. I did not know that, Ace Tiger. I'm gonna take a second and fix that real quick. Thank you for the information. Crawling Barrens be better than the Black Creature Land? Instead of me telling you you're wrong, tell me why you're right. Why do you think Crawling Barrens is better than Hive of the Eye Tyrant? I mean, we're playing Faceless Haven. So like, I agree with you that Faceless Haven is good. We got 4 of them. I just aimed to change the tagline to Mamos here. Like the upside to Crawling Barrens in controlling decks is it gives you an option to spend your mana when you're passing with mana up. And like, this deck's not really ever passing with a bunch of mana up, right? Excuse me? That seems really bad. So just drop a snow land and kill this now? Thanks, Faceless Haven. Yeah, we're a tap out control deck.
Our fire must not escape.
They really need land here? They did in fact really need land here. Yikes. Alright, so this is mana number 8. It's gonna be a massacre, fam. No, activating this is much worse than drawing a card here. Goodbye, snakes. It's a massacre. How's Hostel looked? Unplayable. Just outclassed by literally every other option at every point. Thanks for the 42 months, Thomp. I appreciate the 3.5 years. Welcome back. Yikes. I think we do this because I still have enough lands left over to Meathook afterwards. They are only at 10, so I need to play defense here a little bit. Yeah, I was one short of Blood on the Snow plus power word kill. No blocks.
It is time for battle.
So I Blood on the Snow, everything dies, upkeep power word kill this. No, they have a reach token. Oh, they can tap my lands if they want here. It's awkward. I did, and I already changed it, Tiger. Let's get Callous Bloodmage, draw another card. Oh, I get Eyetwitch back, right? And then Eyetwitch gets me the exile thing. I have Necrotic Fumes on the board. Just that 35 months fish lamp.
We will help you find safe ground.
Meathook slowly wearing down our opponent while we do all this as well, which is great.
I'm hungry.
I mean, them sacrificing things to keep me
Subservience
from
will be rewarded.
casting my spell during my main phase for a turn is really aggressive. Pest Summoning would be almost lethal. I don't know. I think with the Faceless Haven series should be okay. If this was a Hive of the Eye Tyrant, we'd be in a much better spot, right? Because the menace would be very threatening here.
Trees can fight their own battles.
Menace is very good in formats that care about creature combat. You're not wrong. Oh, they missed a point of life here. That's pretty big. I think we just passed back. I think the plan here is power word kill the tree folk token they target with Azika's chariot, and then Faceless Haven block the chariot inside of combat. You go block, block, block. And then we'll use this. Sack this to draw a card. I mean, they almost assuredly have a play here with this attack with everything. I definitely want to get back to more clerics. Deck was sweet. They have like Innkeeper to gain life here too. Azika's Chariot, this game is such a great example of how beatable Azika's Chariot and Renin 7 are in this format. And just like, Epiphany just pokes its head up and like, nah, GG, game's not close. Yeah, If we draw blood on the snow, we keep playing Magic.
Because of its beauty.
We're dead, right? Gosh, where can you find my cleric's list stat? If only there was some place where I took time to meticulously upload and have deck lists of everything I've played that's sweet and reasonable. It seems like an incredible amount of time, though. It would never happen, so you have to come in chat and ask. Nah, it sounds made up. It sounds like way too much work and is made up. So Soul Shatter's absurd against Coma here, obviously. Honestly, Power Word Kill's pretty good against Coma too. Meathook sounds lovely. Need one more trim here. Yeah, once we're done with the deck, I scrub it from the internet. Gosh, even Professor Onyx is pretty good against Coma. It's pretty unfortunate that it got to run away with the game there because we have a lot of counterplay to it. Where can we find the clerics list? I'll tell you in the deck queue. Thanks for the biddy, Xanthius. That's very generous of you. Would love to get that one back in there. Thanks for the support. And for reference, like, to the people that are new, I like telling people things that they don't know. The person that I timed out for asking that silly question, they'd been subbed to the channel for over a year. So, like, come on, they should know. I don't mind teaching, but at a certain point, it's like, great. See if we can spike another land next turn and get Lolth on 4. Just build a Sultai. Seems pretty good. More ramp focused, a lot more top end. I see you, Tim. I know a timeout request when I see one. Just cash in this treasure for some cards. You get another treasure. Holy crap. So we're on 26 or 27 lands. There's 23 lands left in my deck. Yeah. Yikes. Yikes. 61k shillings to go. The Shillionaire is in sight, Reaver. I think we just Meathook for one here, right? Keep the Lotus Cobra from ramping them again. Gets us a treasure so we can Lolth next turn. No, historically speaking, Pongify is not an effect that's very playable, Chase. Exchanging your opponent's threat for a different threat isn't particularly good.
They prepare for war.
Once we will slay our enemies.
Pongify is only playable if it's a plus on a 3-mana Planeswalker. Even then, it needs to be like a +2.
Which soon grows mighty forests.
Oh no, wait, the Pongify was a +1, right? Yeah, +1 Pongify, +2 food. It's been so long since I've played with Oko, I don't remember his text box yet.
A gift in exchange for loyalty.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Smells like Aldruin's epiphany again. Will I ever get another turn? Dear God, fuck these birds. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Kenzie in the first. Thank you for the prime and welcome back. All right, we're gonna keep playing some. We're gonna keep playing some mono black. We're gonna cut the hostels. Mono black. Mono black snow's been fine and reasonable. Hostel really has not. Goodbye. I'm gonna add 1 swamp, and I'm gonna add 2 Hive of the Eye Tyrants. Bloodmage has been okay. I'm gonna leave a couple, but I'm gonna put another Meathook Massacre in because that card's been excellent. Captain Junk, thanks for the follow. Good morning. I'm honestly not even sure if Hostel's playable if it works at instant speed. I think there's a good chance it's still unplayable. If it works at instant speed. I'm gonna leave both of these back to encourage them to activate the Rangers class this turn. I actually know the answer to that now. The next open will be November 14th. After the next Innistrad set releases. Now, I think even at instant speed, Hostel ends up being just not good enough most of the time. It just gets outclassed by other things. So I have plenty of lands. Do I want to get Mascot Exhibition for going long here? I think it's like Pest Summoning Mascot Exhibition. We're gonna have some competition for tournaments that weekend though. Red Bull's running one of their qualifiers on the 13th and the 14th. They didn't say if they're having coverage for all of them. Yeah, the next open will be standard again. I don't envision historic changing. That'll be right after release weekend of Crimson Vow. They will both be running on melee. Yeah, I'm having so the Red Bull event's a 2-day tournament with a top 64 cut. So I'm running our event on Sunday so that way people can play in the Red Bull thing and our tournament. If they want to, so if they miss day 2, they can still play ours.
Aren't I the generous one?
The Red Bull tournament structure is super weird though. They have a top 64 cut for day 2, but then they're breaking up the players in day 2. They're breaking up the players in day 2 into different groups based on what their performance was in day 1, and then they play for different prize pools inside of the different groups.
My words are for ambitious minds.
Alright, let's kill Ren. It is a kind of bizarre format, yeah. At least that's my understanding from reading the page. I read the page yesterday and it felt quite kind of convoluted, but that was my understanding from looking at it.
Even in
My will
Okay,
cannot be
so I could Meathook Massacre and kill the pack leader and the Kazandu Mammoth, but then I lose my thing too, so I don't think that's good. No, I don't intend to post full sessions to YouTube for Unite stuff, Lure. I don't think long form content works nearly as well for that game. I did a couple of long form things for the game when it first released, and the short form content just does much better. If you're interested in the Red Bull event details, I'd encourage you to just go look it up yourself, because it's weird. It's very different from any typical Magic tournament you've seen prior. Too bad you can't power word kill the Haven. Why would I want to power word kill the Haven? Probably should have power word killed this, honestly. Alright, my queen is dead. You've killed her.
I am merely delayed, not defeated.
I'm not defeated. Yeah, we're gonna Deadly Dispute to start to see what we draw, but good chance we just like PWK the Tree Folk and then untap and Meathook. Larkill and Sodar, thanks for the follows. Good morning. All right, well now we dispute again. And then we can Meathook everything, including the Tree Folk. They have an inscription of abundance here. We're a little bit sad because they can save the tree folk, but our life total's high enough that shouldn't. We should be able to recover from that still. So we'll gain 3 here, and then we can power word kill this next turn. Goodbye, friends. Yeah, couldn't save anything. That's great. Yeah, I think we murder the Cadillac here. Oh my gosh. Call an ambulance, chat, but not for me. Yep. GG. Alright, so Bloodchief's Thirst is good here. Meathook Massacre is great here. What are we trimming? Callous Bloodmage doesn't block very well. Onyx is probably a little on the clunky side, right? I don't think I need her to win. We could probably win with Spider Friends and Mascot Exhibition. Yeah, Faceless Haven 2 here, technically. Our various creature land friendos. This mono black build definitely feels a lot more smooth than the white black that we had tried. I think Soul Shatter is pretty mediocre here. Like using a Soul Shatter on a Ren after it made a giant token that you still have to deal with is like not a great exchange of resources. Hey, Captain Junk, thanks for the prime. There's a lot of great people you can send that to every month. Thanks for dropping your Bezo bucks off this way this month. One turn late, but still gives us something to do with our mana this turn, so we'll take it. Just get the queen into play here. We're gonna start trading and stuff next turn. Let her build counters back up.
You require my aid. I will cull the weak.
Oh, the weak.
into my web again.
Blood in the Snow can get the back half. And I have seen variations of this deck splashing Tybalt. I actually think that's kind of a sweet idea. I've not tried it myself, obviously. But I think that's definitely something you could do. Would probably go in the Professor Onyx. Blood in the Snow cannot get the back half. Sorry, did I say it can? It cannot. My words are bad. My words are bad, okay? Yeah, YouTube banning to set a low bar. To set just a bar so low nobody can limbo under it. Google at least appears to be a cut above Facebook when it comes to stuff like that. If our society does ever eventually collapse, it will be in large part due to Facebook. Well, shit. We're no longer ahead. We were ahead, we're no longer ahead. The Toski puts us to parity here. Maybe we're a little bit behind. It's actually worth noting here that the fact that these are hives and not snow covered mean I can't Blood on the Snow and get Lolth back, which is a big deal. There's a good chance these should just be snow covered swamps. That's perfect. So with the treasure, I can get a snow-covered swamp and then Blood on the Snow and get my thing back. And then my Spooter friends are able to pressure Ren afterwards, which is nice. Hive provides a little bit of pressure there too.
You reek with terror. A gift.
Now I think we're back to the ahead point. It's close. Good draws on either side could swing this game, but I'd definitely rather be on our side for this position than theirs.
Every seed contains great potential.
Imagine if those hives were hostels, we could sack our spiders. Removal spell.
My hatred lives.
It is kind of a removal spell. Yeah, I actually think that's the line, right? Do I kill planeswalkers, bring back Lolth, make more spiders? Like play Eyetwitch? I kind of don't hate that. Is clearly the correct line. All right, let's do one more with Mono Black Snow, and then we'll move along to some elves. Alex, I think I missed yours a few minutes ago. Thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. We just go ahead and do this now before it could get counterspelled. Petition to always end the stream on a bad deck so that way we don't end up in the numbers for historic. Alright, I'm closing Twitter before I get distracted again. Chat, there was a video on my Twitter timeline of a man capturing an alligator in a garbage can to get it off of his property. Why do people live in Florida? I don't understand. Why do they exist there? I knew it was Florida before you said it. Yeah, well, I mean, you know. Oh, man. Are y'all ready for a delicious turn? Are you ready for a delicious turn? Nice, Dargan.
That's Professor Onyx to you. Well, darn. Looks like you flunked out.
Good night. Oh, man.
I tried to fix things.
Liliana flunked the dragon. Yeah, basically. Spider friends, spider friends, spider friends, spider friends. Do do do. I hate all the runes. Epiphany. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, and the real question is, how many of them are there, right? Like, okay, just one at least.
You really want to fight me? That's cute. I never thought I'd miss the library.
Yeah, is it Killwalkers get back Onyx here? Feels like the line.
Dawn, run! But we will catch you.
We will catch you.
Guess you don't need my help.
At least there is blood on your hands.
Liliana Vess? Sorry. Ugh. There has to be an answer here.
Get some pressure going here. Yeah, I agree that Meathook's probably a win gun here. This is the part where they attack my Planeswalker and then they cast an Alduin's Epiphany. And then their third Epiphany here will let them kill my Professor Onyx. We did rip the hostels out, yeah. We added a base, another swamp, and then a couple of, and they didn't leave blue up when we did that. So we know it's an Epiphany.
Never thought I'd miss the library.
Envy the strong, for then we will slay our enemies.
Could be poison the cup. Sure could be. Oh, I've never been so happy to see a draw two in my life. Behold! Behold me close, opponent! I mean, Drannith Magistrate wouldn't do anything in these matchups, right? Just like mono removal?
I will get what I want.
Man, Meathook was supposed to be our win condition, chat. Yeah, I messed up. I should have sacked this before this came down.
My power is for annihilation.
I guess. I guess we take those. This reads reanimate a planeswalker, so I think that's good. It kills their planeswalker and their dragon sometimes too. Is Deadly Dispute the trim? This is pretty bad in the counter spells. They're likely to have more of those post board, right? I think this is pretty good because it draws us a card or it can exile one of their flashback spells out of the graveyard. This is fine. Well, Eldrazi processors aren't legal in Standard, so talking about them as answers to Aldrin's Epiphany doesn't really make sense. Hey, chat, we have a plan. I don't know that it's a good plan, but it is a plan that exists. Defeating Hope in their deck post-board against me. I feel like that has to be good for us, right? That was not the land I wanted for Christmas. I would like the record to reflect that the fact that the card called Check for Traps cannot interact with my opponent's face down magic cards is such an ungodly flavor fail. Like whoever was in charge of this card being in a standard format with these cards, honestly, should they be allowed to design cards anymore? Like, it's such an incredible miss. Like, this would have been the perfect opportunity to just be like, look at their hand or cards in or foretold cards. Yay! Woo! Magic. Let's do it.
And I will cull the weak.
Cull the weak. Get a lot of sciences here. Darvaza! Thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back.
Only a fool strikes a goddess. My will cannot be denied. I always reward the loyal.
I mean, we're winning, right? We're ahead here. They're at 6. I've got a Meathook Massacre in play, and I've got 2 creature lands, which are so much better than Hostel. It's not even funny.
I'm sure you'll miss me.
I do like lands that do stuff, chat. This deck's got a lot of utility lands in it, between creature lands and Field of Runes. Alright, you got an instant speed removal spell? Nope. Nope. See, chat, we beat Double Epiphany. It's no big deal. It's no big. It's no big. We've got Aldrin's Epiphany. It's not a big deal. So, Hostel that we originally set out to play. just does not seem playable. Honestly, I'm not even sure if it would be playable if it instant speed sacrificed. The two primary reasons for those that weren't here earlier when we were playing it that it seems so bad is twofold. The first is that we just had better things to be doing to sacrifice our things to, and like at every point where we had Skullport or Dispute and we had the option to use Hostel, it was just always better to draw a card. And the other part is we just have better utility lands in the format, right? Like this format has a ton of good utility lands in it, and both Hive and the Eye Tyrant, like that last game we saw there, as well as Faceless Haven, are just so powerful on their own at providing extra threat density. And then the other thing is that, like, having non-snow lands as far as utility goes makes Blood on the Snow a lot worse. This card's super powerful. I actually really liked this mono black build. It felt more consistent than the black-white variation that we had played previously, so I think this is definitely my preferred build of the snow control deck so far. And I think I'd probably want to try the green-black build at some point, but compared to the white splash, this definitely felt more consistent and powerful because it was better at enabling Blood on the Snow to get back our Spider Queen here.